Okay, good morning. I have a little problem going on here. Well, it's kind of a big problem, actually. I believe I have what's called colony collapse disorder. And what that means is you check your hive today and everything looks fine. It's full of bees, everything's happy, right? You go check the hive the next day, all the worker bees are gone. The queen will still be here with like 100 or 200 bees. Happens all over the world, and nobody knows why it happens. For sure, why it happens. But something is making the bees leave. Could be a disease, could be varroa, uh, it could be pests. Like if your hives are closer to the ground and you got a skunk coming every night, you got a lizard in the hive. There's so many things that can cause bees to abscond from a hive. But when they abscond, they all go. All of them. And when they swarm, which is another natural thing for the bees, they make new queen cells. And when they cap the last queen cell, about 50 or 60% of your bees will leave and take 50 or 60% of the honey with them. So you'll have 50 or 60% of your bees. When 90% of the bees go, that's called colony collapse disorder. And that's what I got. I've got a hive right here. There's plenty of honey. This thing is full of honey. And I got several frames here full of honey. So they didn't leave because they don't have food. They got plenty of food, right? Don't know why they left. This hive right here is still, it's a little bit weak, but it's still a viable hive, right? So what I'm going to do with this hive is I want to take out anything they don't need. This water looks pretty dirty. I'll take that out. It's actually syrup, not water. Is this smoke bothering you, honey? Yeah, let me just give them a little bit more. All right. Now, I got to see what they got here. All right. So this frame here has a little bit of nectar in it, but not much. This frame isn't even worth saving, right? So I'm just gonna shake those bees off of there. And then I want to put this in a trash bag because I'm going to get rid of that one. This one here is another waste. There's only a couple of bees, not doing anything. So we're going to put those in there. Now, what's about this one? This one's got a fair amount of bees and honey, so they're all right from here over. From here over, there's plenty of bees in here. They're gonna get mad at me here in a minute, but it's okay. There's my little queen. See that queen right there, honey? Over this bottom corner right here with the yellow dot, see it? See it? All right. So that queen is 2 years old, but she's still laying and she's still doing okay. So for now, I'm going to leave her in here. But what I was going to do, I was going to harvest all of these honey frames that are coming from the hives that kind of died out, right? But instead, there's a lot of honey on here. That frame is heavy. So I'm going to move that frame of honey in this side, and that'll be, wow, look at that, son of a bitch. I didn't even know that thing was in there. Ugh. That's another death head moth, and they must have killed this. This thing here is called a death head moth. This is what was in the movie Silence of the Lambs when they took this out of the throat of that person at the end. This thing here can disguise itself so it smells like honey. They come in the beehive their tongue is like a hypodermic needle. They pierce the wax cap and then they drink the honey. But this one here, the bees must have killed it. Because what the bees can do is called ball and bake. The bees will get all around this thing, and bees are capable of generating 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Just by vibrating their bodies, they can generate 118 degrees. So they got all around this thing, made a ball, and baked that thing. That's what happened to that death head moth, right? So now we'll put a frame of honey on that side, and I'm also gonna give them, this here is also a frame they might build out. That's got a little bit of honey on it. And then,
Wait, take this one out first. Up.
why?
What is this?
Oh, what is that? I don't know what the hell that is. Some little black thing. Now, this is the box that had a little queen, right? This box had the I don't know what to do with these guys. If I put them in here, it might be a problem. But I'm just gonna put them in here anyway. Fuck it. All right. So that's a frame I should save. Now, maybe I can put this honey frame in another box, right? That's all I can do here. I wish I had room for a feeder, but. All right, so I'm gonna give these guys some food.
What about that?
What?
That food.
That's old food. Oh, I gotta run in and get the honey bottle too.
We have another big bag, right?
Oh, the what? Hornet?
No, this one.
Yeah, I got more food. Just stay there for 1 second. Just keep filming. You always forget something. Forgot the honey. The only thing bees do is they make more bees and they store honey. And the reason bees make honey and store honey is that's their food when there's no nectar and pollen available. That's why bees make honey. Bees make honey for when there's no food. That becomes their food. And then they'll all come out and line up here like little soldiers to get their honey. Honey. All right, so this box is gonna stay like that for now. Now I gotta get this other one open. Here's another box here that also died out. There's no bees left in here. They just disappeared. That one there's got a lot of honey. That's got a lot of honey. And that's got a lot of honey. Honey. So now, this one here is kind of doing okay, but it's got to be strengthened. You really should be on the other side, honey. Over here. Over here. Over here. on over here. Jesus. Get that thing stuck in there. Yeah, this one here is another one that's pretty well useless to them. So what I want to do making this very, stay there, making this hard on myself by not using the tool, man. So this thing here is just taking up space, useless. So now what I want to do is replace the frames I took out with honey that they can use. I could take the honey in the house and harvest it myself, but I'd rather give it to the bees. They need it more than I do. Especially right now because there's not a lot of food around for them. So they got plenty of honey now, but I'll still give them a little treat. See, this is old food. I'll loosen it up and see if they'll eat it. That over there. A little honey. As you can see, my bees are always very calm. I hardly even smoke them. They're not interested in me. They never sting me, never. Stay there. This is 2-to-1 sugar and water. That's good energy and good food for them. So they've got pollen substitute. It's got a lot of things in there, nutrients for them. I put a little treat up here, this honey. They love that when you do that. And they have a little syrup and water. So it's much better to give the bees the honey if you can, because they need it, especially this time of year, all right? So that's what we're doing today. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna let Tiki stop because her arms are falling off. And that's enough for today. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. Thank you.